Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Akar Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone and rule well. And Shalom to all the brothers doing the work, Syrian truth. You got this article on futurism.com, on the bite. It says what? Space Force Chief Scientist. Human augmentation is now necessary. Interesting. So it's funny that first off, this guy's on the Space Force, which, more than anything, that's Esau's, the elite's preparations of how they're gonna come against, attempt to come against Yahweh Shai, which has been prophesied of in, 2nd Esdras 13, I believe, about how, they're gonna be afraid. But then what it says, they'll be scared but thirst fight. And then, hey, Yahweh Shai is just gonna completely erase them, and they're not gonna be a threat. So it's funny that he, a guy that's involved in that is talking about human augmentation. And really, when you're talking about human augmentation, all that comes to mind is the chip, the mark of the beast. Cause why? That that's one of the guises under which Esau's pushing out the mark, because that's the whole aspect of biohacking, of why the majority of people have been getting the mark so far, is because of why they've been at companies, or they've just seen the applications of being able to, you can have your bank card and have your Oyster card and your your what's it called, your work office lock, and getting into the building, all these different things, ways to identify yourself and all that shit. Basically just wrapped up into one. And but then it's with this as well. It's like, this is how you're gonna be able to get to the next step of of what being a human being is what Esau's trying to bring. He's saying it's like, his carnal technology. That's what's gonna be able to pull that off, and people are buying in. People are done bought in, man. That's why everyone's looking to Elon Musk with that Neuralink. People look to jump on it. So it says, in our business of national defense, it's imperative that we embrace this new age lest we fall behind our strategic competitors. BrainPower, the head scientist of the US Space Force, has an unusual idea for how to maintain military dominance, augmenting and upgrading human soldiers. There's military dominance as well. So that's, why these things are being looked into, because Esau's searching for some way by which to be able to do combat with Yahushua, with the chariots he's gonna come back with. Esau's looking to compete on a carnal level, but it's impossible. So this is what speaking an Air Force Research Laboratory event. Space Force Chief Scientist Joe Moser suggested we are entering an era during which soldiers can become a superhuman workforce, according to the Metro, thanks to new tech including augmented and virtual reality, sophisticated AI, and nerve stimulation. Yeah, so they've already got tech that they've got out there that they're pushing out, and people are jumping on. As far as for the military is always going to have things a step ahead, and they're going to be testing shit that you don't even know exists on the consumer side. And that's why it's funny as well. It's like with that chip, big way it's going to be pushed out is what? Through the what's it called? Not infrastructure, civil servants. So like people that work in hospitals, schools, military, police, uh, all these services. That's how Esau can justify, like, okay, look, soon as you're working for the government, essentially, then it's like, okay, we're gonna have you test this or da da da, or we're gonna apply X, Y, Z. And hey, it's about, Esau's gonna have it pushed out there, and the vibration's gonna be pushed out. Really, the main thing coming from, articles like this is just the kind of vibration put in people's minds, like, oh, you should be expecting to have to assimilate with some form of technology, in the near future, because that's what has been researched, that's what's being looked at, and they're saying whether it's for medical reasons or just because you're thinking of progressing yourself, to the next stage, then what do you call it? Then yeah, that's what they're gonna be pushing, man. Just as what it's funny as what. Okay, well. So thanks to new tech, including augmented and virtual reality, sophisticated AI, and nerve stimulation, in the last century, Western civilization transformed from an industrial-based society to an information-based society. But today we're on the brink of a new age, the age of human augmentation. Yeah, so basically you're just trying to put that vibration out so people look into it and then think about jumping onto it, man. And that just makes it easier and easier to get that chip pushed out there, man. Because people are already like, oh, we're just that's just what's done. And you've had it in, I remember time ago when it was in, this came out, what, 2006? No. No. Maybe it was 2006. What was it called? Casino Royale. Casino Royale had what's his name? James Bond, man. Getting chipped in it as well. And it's something you've just kind of seen it in a lot of movies. They'll just say, oh, put a tracker on him. And then, like, a lot of the time you'll see, especially with criminals, they'll just kind of they won't even mention it, but then later on they'll just kind of like stab a knife into their arm and then pull out a chip. So it's really, it's the vibrations being pushed out there. And that's warming people's minds up, man. So that's why it's like, even with, if you go back like a year, when it was mentioned, like, oh, everyone's talking about, oh, and it was hella mainstream as well, just saying like, oh, they're gonna put a chip in you, everyone was talking about it. And then, like, as soon as you wait a year and kind of just slowly just get people used to these kinds of ideas, then when it comes out like, oh yeah, we do actually have putting a chip under your skin, what's the word, solution for this thing going around. And then people are saying like, hey, didn't you see, they're doing exactly what was mentioned earlier. But now people are simple as hell, man. People are real simple. Super soldier race. The notion of developing super soldiers has been of particular interest lately, with countries including Russia, France, and the US seeking out new ways to enhance their soldiers' capabilities. Therefore, Moses simply frames the issues as a matter of keeping up with the competition. So yeah, that whole super soldier thing they're pushing, that as well is gonna be, getting chipped up or whatnot. They're gonna have you. From what you mentioned earlier, is what syncing with technology, man. And that's why even with it's like the big one is that Neuralink from Elon Musk, because that is the one that people are really their imagination's been captured by it, and they're really thinking like, oh, yo, that Neuralink is gonna take them onto a higher level or something. They're gonna have Google just wired up to their brain. But yeah. It says, well, in our business of national defense, it's imperative that we embrace this new age, lest we fall behind our strategic competitors, Moses said. Moses also added that the US Army may create super soldier-like forces without actually augmenting people themselves, but instead by making them more effective by introducing new AI tech into the battlefield, especially pertaining to logistics management and developing strategies that wouldn't have occurred to human commanders. Yeah, so okay. Lost my thought. AI taken to the battlefield. So yeah, that's what it even says, what AI taken to the battlefield. That just makes you think about how was this thing called, man? Like Neuralink, of pushing out for the military. And hey, that's how a lot of these things you're gonna have it, man. To get them accepted, they'll get pushed out for a variety of polls, but then once it goes somewhat mainstream, then bang, everyone's gonna be fucking with it. Says what this will extend to the battlefield. Multiple. Okay, yeah. This will extend to the battlefield, where commanders and decision makers will have at their disposal multiple autonomous agents, Moses said, each able to control the execution of things like reconnaissance or fire control or attack. Yeah, so it's that human augmentation, because that's even remember there's a game what's it, Deus Ex, like even the old school ones, and I think in the newer ones as well, they essentially just had a concept of like the kind of cyberpunk enhancing your body and getting cybernetic implants in you just to impact different facilities of what your body is able to do. Because obviously you got jacked up. Yeah. So that's something that you got in like any pretty much any like cyberpunk, any futuristic, a lot of these futuristic post-apocalyptic futures, they always have, well, a lot of them will have kind of technology for tracking people, technology which kind of keep it, the mark, man, will be there in some capacity. Because why? That's a big part of what vibrations getting pushed out through Esau's media, man. Read this. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Yeah, so Esau knows he's got a short time. He's looking to push these things out and get them in. And that's why you've just been seeing more and more. Esau's just been pushing and putting these plans out there, man. And he's looking to execute on them swiftly. Because why? He's looking to get this thing in, man. Especially after what? Yeah, Prince Philip died, man. It's just like, these elites, these guys are up in age. They're looking to get shit done, man. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Yeah. Shalom. Yabashim Yashabat. Yabashim Yashai. Bashim Makakadash Bakata. Shalom.